247, downtown corridor. Go ahead.
Be on the lookout for a white male, Derek Johnson, mid to late teens. Last seen wearing jean shorts and a white baseball jersey with dark lettering. Last seen on foot in the area of O'Malley's trying to sell a stolen Xbox.
10-4. I'll be out the area on foot.
There you go, man. I got a fresh Xbox for you. It's like brand new. I got 2 brand new controllers. Yeah. Hey, where you going, man?
What's up, Derek?
Derek, stop!
Derek, you're under arrest. You're here. Derek, I'm going to need your home phone number. Call the house and let them know you won't be coming home for dinner.
Last call for Derek Johnson's detention hearing. Last call for Derek Johnson's detention hearing.
Derek, this is your detention hearing. At this hearing, I'm going to tell you the charges for which you were arrested, and I'm going to read the police reports to decide if there's probable cause. Probable cause means that there's enough facts in these police reports which, if true, show that you committed the crime. And this is not your trial. The trial is going to be on a separate date. That's called a bench trial, which means it's only a judge with no jury.
What's this judge trying to say to me? All I want to know is, am I getting locked up or am I going home?
Now, in the meantime, I hereby order secure detention. The arraignment is set for August 22nd at 9 a.m.
Does that mean that I'm locked up? What did he say was set for August? When could I tell my side of the story? Why didn't my mom show up? This sucks.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, how does it look like I'm doing?
Yeah, when's your next hearing?
Man, I don't even know what my next hearing is.
Hey, look, I put this together. You should check it out. I might clear up a few things for you.
Hey, what's up? Do you guys know what goes on in the juvenile delinquency court? Y'all be surprised how many kids and even parents don't have any clue what's going on in here. Many hearings seem to be over before you knew they even began.
You don't know who the people are around you or what they're doing. It can be an extremely confusing experience. It's really important that you understand what happens in court. The first step is learning who everyone is in the courtroom. It's the job of the state attorney or prosecutor to try to prove that you broke the law. The job of your lawyer, also called the public defender or defense attorney, is to fight for you. He or she will give you advice on what to do. Your lawyer will also help you during court hearings and speak to the judge for you. The juvenile probation officer, or JPO, works for the Department of Juvenile Justice. The JPO recommends whether you should stay in the detention center or go home, and also recommends a sentence to the judge. After hearing from your attorney and the state attorney, the judge will decide if you broke the law. If the judge finds that you did, the judge will decide what needs to happen next. It's the bailiff's job to make sure the courtroom is safe for everyone, and the clerk keeps the record of what happens in court.
Now that you know what everyone does, let's figure out what actually happens in court. If you were locked up at a detention center or put on home detention, your first visit to court will be a detention hearing. The judge will decide whether you will stay in a detention center, go home under restrictions, which is called home detention, or go free while awaiting your second visit to court, your arraignment hearing. If you were not placed in a detention center or put on home detention, then your first visit to court will be your arraignment hearing. At your arraignment hearing, the judge will ask you whether you want a lawyer to help you. If you or your family can't afford a lawyer, the judge will appoint one to help you. The main purpose of the arraignment is to enter a plea. There are 3 different kinds: not guilty, guilty, and no contest. Your lawyer should explain to you what these mean and give you advice on what to do, but the decision is yours. If you enter a not guilty plea, then the next step is a trial. A trial can also be called an adjudicatory hearing. There's the state attorney.
In this case, the state intends to prove that the juvenile here today stole more than $400 worth of clothing and is guilty of grand theft.
That's your attorney, the defense attorney.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on behalf of Ms. Jones to defend her against these allegations. Thank you.
There's no jury here, just the judge.
Ms. Jones, let me briefly explain what's going to happen today. I'll be listening to the arguments of the state attorney, your defense attorney, witnesses, and you, should you choose to testify. After hearing all of the evidence, I will then decide if you have broken the law.
The judge listens to the state attorney, defense attorney, witnesses, and you if you choose to testify. The judge then decides, based on the law and the facts, if you have broken the law. If the judge decides that you have not broken the law, then your case is over. But if the judge decides that you have broken the law, then you will need to go to court for a disposition hearing, where the judge will decide what will happen next.
Many times people decide to give up the right to trial and want to enter agreement instead. That means you, your lawyer, and the state attorney have all agreed to what should happen to you. If the judge accepts the agreement or deal you've worked out, then you could have a disposition hearing right then. Or you may have to come back to court for the disposition hearing.
At the disposition hearing, the judge decides what will happen to you. If the judge found that you have broken the law, you can be placed on probation or in a commitment program. If you are put on probation, you live at home, but the judge will order you to do a lot of things. For example, the judge may order you to write an apology letter, stay away from certain people, attend school, be home at a certain time, get counseling, get tested for drugs, or do community service. The juvenile probation officer will help you get these things done, but is required to tell the court if you do not follow any of the probation conditions. This is called a violation of probation.
If you are sent to a minimum risk program, you get to live at home, but have to go to day treatment at least 5 times a week. Day treatment means that for a block of hours each day, you participate in activities such as substance abuse classes, skills training, and learning how to get along with others. In all of the other commitment programs, you have to live somewhere else for a while. There are different kinds or levels of commitment programs. Some are less strict and others are a lot like prison. You should talk to your lawyer about the different levels of programs, what kind of help you can get there, and where they're located.
Remember, at the detention hearing, the judge decides whether you would go home to wait for your next hearing or get locked up to wait for your next hearing. The next hearing is the arraignment, where you will enter a plea. At the trial, the judge hears the facts and decides whether or not you have broken the law. And at the disposition hearing, the judge decides whether you'll be placed on probation or be placed in a commitment program.
My first tip for you is to make sure you show up for your hearing. It's really important that your parents show up too. You have to show up even if your parents can't. If you don't, the judge can order the police to lock you up. So write down your next court date and time. If your parents can't take you for some reason, Ask a relative to take you. Also, tell your lawyer or the judge if you or your family are involved in any other court cases. For example, if you're in foster care or your parents are getting a divorce.
Another tip is to try to wear nice clothes to court and do your best to show the judge respect. You'll be surprised how much the judge is willing to work with you.
My last tip is to ask questions if you don't know what's going on. Sometimes everything seems to be happening really quickly, so make sure you ask your judge or your lawyer if you're confused.
I need to make a call.
Yes, ma'am. I have a Derek Johnson that would like to speak with you.
Hey, Mom, it's me. Yeah. Hey, don't worry, I'm all right. Listen, I need you to show up for my arraignment hearing. It's going to be August 22nd at 9 a.m. Yeah, it's really important that you show up. They're going to appoint an attorney or something.